Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey Contino here, and I know exactly what you're saying. Joey, where is this tour of your house? Well, haven't done it yet because we're still doing projects, and to be honest with you, there's so much that needs to be done. I mean, I literally just finished up the lights. We're still doing landscaping. We're still putting in plants. There's so much going on, but I figured I want to talk to you about my backyard because right now it is all woods, but starting in about 2 weeks, a massive, like 7-phase project is going to get started. It's going to take a few years because I'm paying it all. It's going to be a little expensive. And so I wanted to share it with you because I figured that it's going to be really cool to go back one day and go like, hey, do you remember when this wasn't here? And so we're going to talk about it now. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. So yeah, let's get started. So this is the front of my house. Actually, it's part of the house. That's the front of my house. And as you know, we've been doing a lot of work. We ripped down a lot of the trees in between here. I actually put grass in. I grew this myself, and yes, I know I've got some weeds. I don't worry, I have to put some fertilizer and stuff down. But essentially, this all was not here. If you go back in time and you look up this place, which I'm not giving you the address, if you look it up, this was all pretty much dead. And over here, this actually had trees growing out that I cut down, and this was all mud and dirt, and now we finally have grass. And actually, there's one little section over here that's still kind of muddy. It's kind of low. I have to add dirt in here. But one of the main reasons why I actually bought this house was because of the backyard. We always wanted to live near nature. That's why we're always hiking. There's tons of hiking videos on this channel because Julia and I go up to New York or PA or wherever, and we go hiking. So we wanted a wooded area so that way we have a lot of wildlife. And funny enough, we have that in this house. We have raccoons that come up our driveway. We got chipmunks actually burying themselves in our garden. We've got 2 beavers living in our backyard. It's funny because you actually watch them chop wood. We've got woodpeckers. We've got squirrels. We've got deer. We've got actually neighborhood cats. A lot of them. We do feed them. So there's a lot of things going on here, but one thing Julia always wanted was a massive backyard where we can have a wooded area, a pool, and something like that. And so that's kind of what I want to go over. Before we do, I want to share with you a few different things. One is we actually have a little chair up here for the squirrels. Julia puts their nuts in there and then they get fed. It is pretty neat. This is Julia's garden. See some of the flowers she has going on. If you see these over here, yeah, I picked those out. I deserve all the credit. That I do. And you can see going this way, our grass is starting to come back. I've been watering it like twice a day. We can see a lot of woods in here, including this tree, which yes, I know it's completely smashed in half. And then on this side, I mean, we have our Ukrainian flag, of course. The grass has been my project. Obviously, a lot of work. And obviously you get the video about the air conditioner unit, which I don't know if I'm putting up before this one or that one. But this over here is my little project I'm working on. The deer keep coming back here and eating my plants, which is why this one's practically gone. These 2 look like they're dying. And this is our apple tree, which I'm actually saving. There was a massive vine going through it. And so slowly it's coming back, even though some of it looks a little bit dead. And then I built a little garden back here because this is just a temporary thing until I get my other major project together. Got our tomatoes, our thyme, our basil, got peppers, which you actually can see one right here, and my cucumbers, because I love cucumbers, and there's a couple small ones on here. And boy, there's going to be a lot of them. I mean, going all throughout this whole thing. We did have sunflowers back here, but essentially the squirrels or someone got to them. But back here is what I want to share with you. We have this massive, massive backyard, and it's filled with mosquitoes right now. We have this shed, which I haven't done anything with yet. But this backyard goes back a very, very long way. You can see. And we've got it all the way to that way, heading back this way, and to a far corner out there. You can see it looking this way as well. By the way, the beaver, his little house is right there in the middle. We call him Daniel. So Joey, what is the plan? Why are you sharing all of this with us? Because we have a really cool project that we're going to get started on, which is going to involve adding in a pool, a cooking area, a garden area, a fire pit, an outdoor kitchen. all going to be out here, and I just can't wait to get started. I want you to imagine this. Over here, going to be like a 16 by 24 foot pool, okay, with a little waterfall. In front of it, you have to have a fence in New Jersey, so there's going to be a fence, but it's going to be one of those like metal ones with the black grate, so the wildlife can still come in and out. One's going to go that way, and one's going to go this way, and essentially stop about here because I need to build a new retention wall, because the one we currently have right over here actually goes down pretty far, but it's falling apart. And essentially, instead of me walking this way and hitting my head, I'm going to extend this and kind of pull it out this way, all the way over here, and then that's where the fence will meet with it. So that pool is going to end about there, leaving all this space open. So essentially, another fence will go that way. That way, kids don't run in there. You have to have another fence once again. Retention wall here. And then this way is going to be a fire pit, outdoor kitchen, pavers, and then that far corner over there, that is going to be my garden. The small garden that I showed you earlier on the other side was just a temporary thing. Just something so that I can, have some tomatoes and cucumbers and whatever. In the meanwhile, planning for what that massive garden will be. Oh, and that shed here, which, by the way, I have done nothing with, it's going to be something really cool. When Julia's father comes over from Ukraine, he's going to build a massive sauna and something else in there. It's actually pretty big in there. It's empty right now because I really don't have anything to put in there. I get it. You probably have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. So I figured, let's draw it out for you, okay? This is our deck here. This is the whole house. This is our sunroom. This is the shed. This is my current garden, apple tree, and other plants over here. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're doing. So phase one is clearing all this stuff, except for like massive trees where I can put things on. So some dead trees and things over here. This side, going this way, is pretty much going to be plants, some kind of plants. So greenery. Here in the middle, oh, not in the middle, we'll say here, this is going to be the pool. It's like either 16 or 12 by 24 or 16, whatever it is, going to be sitting over here. Here we're going to build out, because right now this is kind of where our current property ends, but I want to put steps going down. I know those are steps. And this is where that retention wall sits, but I want those steps and retention wall to kind of come out to here. Just because, essentially, if not, you hit your head over here. And the retention wall will probably end somewhere over here. This is where we start dividing things up. Okay, so a fence eventually is going to go here with a little gate, because you have to get in and out. And then a black fence. This is going to be a solid one, but this one's going to be a black one so deer can get in and out. And this is going to be a black fence here. And this, I don't know if we even need a fence, but there's a lot of greenery and things over here I don't have to worry about. So this is like the last phase. This over here, this is going to take a pretty while. Essentially, this is going to be a stone retention wall that's going to go and lead into a fence. So as this goes down, this fence will probably start here and go straight down that way. Then we have here, which is going to become a sauna or steam room, or whatever you want to call it, leaving us with this much space here to kind of be, a fire pit in the middle with chair. Potentially, we could do I don't know if we want to do the outside kitchen here or somewhere over here, but this is all going to be like a kid's play area, a place where you could put, I don't know if you want to do, it kind of depends on what you want to do here. You could do all pads, or this can be slab of concrete. Probably not. I would like this to be like little tiny squares with things on it. In this area, you can play around with it. Right now, I'm not really aware what's going in here. Just fire pit and chairs and some kind of outdoor kitchen storage area. And then that leaves us with this whole section back here and what to do with it. This is going to be my little dream garden. So essentially, you're going to be a fence in here, and we're going to build boxes. I don't know how high up, but there's going to be potentially 8 of them. And it's mostly going to be, like, you're going to have food ones. You have 2 different kind of foods. One, this is kind of a slant, so I can't really build over here. But this is all going to be red brick. Some of this is going to be roses over here. It's going to be a little water feature in the middle. A little archway to kind of enter in. The entrance is actually going to be here. So essentially you can walk down, you can go check out the garden, you can go this way and go to the kitchen or fire pit, or you can go swimming on this side. So once again, it's a lot of work, but totally gonna be worth it once it's done. And no, this has not been wife approved yet. Actually, I think you guys have seen this before. That's not good. So where are we in this current phase? We're at phase 1. And I know this is gonna take a lot of money, a lot of time. Phase 1 is coming back here and getting a guy to cut down these trees. Now, originally in August, I was planning to come back here and trim down all the smaller trees and pretty much remove all the dirt and all that grime. But I found a company that's willing to do it for dirt cheap. First, we're gonna remove all these trees that fell down. See this one here, another one fell back there. Those are all going away, and there's a couple dead ones, like this white oak in the middle is dead. Then anything that's small in between there, all is gonna come out and be sent in the far corner. The smaller things, I'm gonna cut up. They're actually gonna cut it for me, and that's gonna become firewood for the wintertime. They have to dry out a little bit. They're also gonna remove like stumps like this and a few other things on my property. So phase 1, remove the trees. Phase 2, remove all the leaves, vegetation, anything that's kind of in the way. And then from there, the big thing, I can't do this pool yet. I mean, they always say, do it in the fall, do it when it's not in demand, but it's always in demand. And we've got family that do pools, and everyone's like, yeah, it's really expensive right now. But if you wait a little bit, because the economy is definitely turning, it could get a little bit cheaper in a year. So we figured, you know what? Let the pool be the very last thing we do. I'm thinking the first thing is we put in that brand new retention wall with some kind of steps going down. And that's going to be, you know, after they already cleared the land, it's a flat surface. And then I can build out first that fire pit, outdoor kitchen, and then the pavers. So that way you can put chairs around the fire pit. And it's gonna be a little cool design that Joel and I have been working on. That, if everything goes well, could potentially start in October. So a little bit of time, I gotta save up a little money, and I'm also waiting for supplies to go down. That kind of puts me at pause all winter time, but I do wanna get, like, if I can get the retention wall put in then, I'll try to get the pavers and at least put the fire pit together down there. That way during the winter time, we got a little outdoor fire that we can stay warm by while it's snowing. I mean, to me, that sounds pretty neat. Then after that, depending on what happens with the war, because we may have to go over there to send money, we could then start spending the money on building out my dream garden, which is going to essentially just be about 8 raised boxes, a little fenced-in area, some red brick, a little bit of lights, a watering system, because there's actually a lake back there, which is why we got so many bad mosquitoes. And it's essentially just pumping in water from there instead of using, you know, water from the spigot. It makes more sense. The water's already back there. Once that garden's in place, which is probably going to be late spring, I'll plant everything, I'll build everything. I mean, it's gonna be raised beds, you know, I don't know how much more. And because the ground's kind of wet over there, it's extremely possible that it would be enough to just kind of water itself. And I'll just have, once again, that system back there kind of pulling in the water from that little creek, and then I don't have to pay for the water, just for the electricity to run the motor. That summer, the hope is that the war will be over, then Julia's father can come out and build us that. I see they keep changing it on me, because there was a sauna, then it was a heat room, then it was something else. Nonetheless, that thing's gonna get turned into something really cool. Then if things are, you know, chugging along just a little bit, it would either be adding in the fence, or from there, potentially doing the outdoor kitchen. And it's really not much. It's just kind of running a little bit. We're not going to have any running water or even a sewer system back there. So essentially, it's just a back end of it. It's going to be like a shed in a way, where we can put a grill on one side. And then on the other side, let it just be some kind of, once again, I can't really run water back there, but some kind of cooking area. So that way I can cook out there and grill out there and then bring everything upstairs, or we can eat it down by the fire or around the pool, or just have chairs or high tops. That way you can kind of eat down there instead of eating inside. Then it comes down to 2 things left. We've got the pool and the fence. You can't really put the fence in until the pool comes, because right now we don't even know what kind we could put back here. I wanted to do a fiberglass one, but we have trees that are, I mean, 60 something feet tall, and I don't know if they can lift one over that. And a lot of the trees back there we are keeping, because I want to have still some shade back there, but I want to get sun down there so that the mosquitoes can go away, A, and B, because you need to have sun if, you know, you're swimming in a pool. So with the timetable, that makes us look at 2025, that springtime, to when we can finally have some kind of pool back there. And that fence, which it's going to be metal, so that way the deer and things can come in and out. But like I said, this is a multi-year project, and a lot of things have to go right. Julia's business has to be doing well. the war has to be over. We can get a family here, and everything's in the up and up. But I want to know what you guys think about my project. Let me know in the comment section. Do you suggest anything else? I'm always open to someone's ideas. So if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey. Stay safe, everyone. And before you know it, I'll give you guys a tour. There's just so much going on. Anyway, see you later. Bye.